Welcome to this 30-minute Yin Yoga for Grace. For this class, you may need a blanket. You're going to start by resting back to center. This class will have 5-minute holds. So this class was designed to support you in opening your hips while cultivating grace. So you can just begin by feeling the support of the earth underneath you, allowing yourself to settle in. Letting your breath sink down and into your belly. Okay, so you're going to start to move to come into our first yin posture. So the first yin posture is going to be either pigeon or figure four on your back. So figure four on your back would look like this. It's a great option if you have knee issues. Lie on your back. You would draw your right ankle over your left knee and draw your knee into your chest until you feel sensation in the outside of your hip and your glutes. You can hold on behind your knee, especially if you have knee issues. Or you can take pigeon pose, which would be coming from all fours, drawing your right knee to your right wrist, taking your left leg back and long. And you could stay upright here, or if you want more compression through the tissues of the outside of the right hip and the right glute, you can fold forward here. You can fold forward over a bolster. If there's any space between the right hip and the ground, fill it with a blanket. That's what the blanket is for. You're going to be in this pose for 5 minutes. So I hold myself to a standard of grace, not perfectionism. In this pose, we say, I hold myself to a standard of grace, not perfectionism. Okay, so we're going to slowly make our way out of this pose, and we'll rest back on our backs just to integrate, to receive the posture, allow the chi to flow. Okay, on this side, you've got the option again of taking the figure four, which is a great choice if you have any knee issues, with the left ankle over top of the right knee quad and holding on behind the knee. This is a great position if you have tight hips, and it may even be that you have sensation in your outside of your thigh and into your glutes here without even bringing your knee into your chest. So choose a position that works for you. You can also take the position of Pigeon or sleeping swan, I think they call it in Yin. So grace means that all your mistakes now serve a purpose instead of serving shame, and that's a Brené Brown quote. Grace means that all your mistakes now serve a purpose instead of serving shame. So remember, with Yin, we're choosing an appropriate edge. So we want to find an edge that we're able to breathe with, taking those nice long, slow, deep breaths. Something that we can soften into and be still. We don't want any sharp shooting pain, nothing electric. You can focus on the words. You could focus on the sensation in your body, the support of the earth, your breathing. If you've got a lot of mental dialogue going on, you can, or emotional, if you're having a really emotional day, you can know that you're not alone in that. We're never alone when we practice. You can know that somebody somewhere else is also practicing, probably feeling something similar to what you're feeling. So we say others feel this too. Okay, you're going to slowly make your way out of this pose and find your way onto your back just to allow the chi to flow and to receive the posture. Okay, for the next pose, we're going to do cow's face twist. So, few options here. One is you could take a twist on your back, and you could do the twisted legs on your back as well. So, cross the left leg over your right, and then drop your legs down to the left. Okay, so the top leg pulls the bottom leg over. So, that's an option. Especially if you have tight hips, that might be a nicer option for you. And then when we twist the other way, you switch your leg. So your right leg goes on top of your left and you twist over to the other side. This is not such a nice option if you tend to have SI joint dysfunction. You get pain in your SI joints. It's creates instability in your SI joint if you have that issue. So then you're better to take the cow's voice. And I'm going to give another option seated anyway. So don't worry about that. So the other option is to come to seated. Still giving options. So you could take a seated twist here, cross-legged, and then switch the leg that's in front. Okay, so that's options. Okay, it's a good idea to have a folded blanket or a meditation cushion so that your knees are lower than your hips here. I've kind of got that built in with this rock here, but you'll need to lift your hips so your legs are lower so that you've got this grounded foundation here. Should be like a mountain. The third option is to take cow's face so that your right leg is on top of your left. And in this position, you want both butt cheeks on the ground. You want your knees fairly stacked. And you don't want to feel any pain in your knees. Okay? And on this side, we're going to twist one way. I'm going to twist towards my top leg. And then on the other side, I'll twist towards my top leg as well. So we're just going to switch it on side to side. We'll be in the twist for 5 minutes. I do not understand the mystery of grace, only that it meets us where we are, but does not leave us where it found us. And that's Anne Lamott. I do not understand the mystery of grace, only that it meets us where we are, but does not leave us where it found us. Okay, and I just want to say that here, you may have seen that I adjusted my blanket, like I added some props here. I was starting to feel some tugging in my knee. And so I just know from my own experience that I can say, oh, it's okay, there's only 3 minutes left in the pose, but that I will feel that the next day in my knees. And it's not worth it. So it's better to prop. And now actually that I've propped, I feel it back in my hips, which is where I want to feel it, not in my knees. that's good. Okay, so we'll come back to the center and release, and we're gonna take the pose, whatever variation you're gonna take on the other side. So if you've got cross-legged, you switch the leg you've got in front. You got cow's face, you're gonna switch the leg you've got on top, whether you're on your back or sitting up. And I'm just gonna prop all that for good measure. I'm gonna start your timer though. There's something up with this app today. Okay. Coming into the twist. So John Updike says, rain is grace. Rain is the sky descending to the earth. Rain is grace. Rain is the sky descending to the earth. Okay, you're going to come back to the center and go ahead and rest back for Shavasana. You're going to be in Shavasana for 5 minutes. So in Shavasana, I'll read you a poem. It's Dion Brand from the Blood Clerk verse. If I see a patch of corn in front of a house, as I did this morning, or a zinnia bed, or a wrecked mattress leaning against the side of a house, an emotion overtakes. Not one of sadness, as you may imagine, you being you, but of familiarity, a grace of some weight. A grace of some weight. I might even say longing, but it occurs to me that in the zinnia, the desultory mattress, there used to be hope. Not a big hope, but a tendril one for the zinnia's success or the mattress's resurrection. The night slept on it, and the afternoon spent jumping on it. And then the scraggle of corn fighting waterless earth. A small present happiness and an eternal hope, and even also joy. If I see a patch of flowers near a road surviving heat and exhaust fumes in boots, a homesickness washes me, and I am standing in the front yard looking at the zinnias. The dire circumstances in the house behind, the material circumstances, the poverty, are part of this homesickness. Not because one, the scarcity, and two, the zinnias set each other off as some might think, but because they were the same. So gradually allow your breath to deepen. Start to wiggle and stretch out. You can make your way up to seated, so we'll gather the fruits of our practice first into ourselves and then offer them out to all living beings. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. Thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate your presence here. If you feel so inspired to give back, we'd love for you to press that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel and put I cultivated grace in the comments. And we're sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our ocean. May you be as rooted as the old growth trees in our forest. And may you be as strong as our mountains. Om Shanti Namaste.